30 days to 60 days is critical because you're going to start developing habits and certain habits that will stay with you your career, your whole career. I wish I would have personally had the habit of building my agency sooner because I was so worried about printing money that I just focused on the sales side, and I've gotten really good at that. But, on the flip side of it, building a business, I kind of neglected it. And so now I'm kind of catching up from where time I've lost. So that'd be the first thing. Your first 30 to 60 days is critical. You want to set up a schedule so we know when you're dialing, because everybody who's heard my talk, any sales talk I do always starts with the phones. You can be awesome in the house. You can say all the clever things and crafty things and overcome all the objections. And, most people don't buy until you get into the fifth no, right? You can know all that, but if you can't book an appointment, none of that matters. None of that matters. So if I was training agents, I'd rather have one agent who makes 300 phone calls every single week because they're going to get kicked in the teeth. They're going to get punched in the mouth. They're going to get better on the phones. And then once they get good on the phones, they're able to go in because the in-home, you can learn that. Just go in and make a friend and don't screw it up too bad. So that, we'll teach you that kind of stuff. But if you're terrified of the phones, if you're not buying leads, if you're not making phone calls and you don't have it in your schedule, you're doing yourself a disservice. So like if you're hearing all this good training today and you're not making phone calls, you're not buying leads, and you don't have a schedule, this is all going to be a moot point. Like you're going to hear some good information, but you're not actually going to be able to apply it. So for me, it all starts with the phones. I preach that to our team. And then the other thing I try to preach to our team is don't worry about the results. Just focus on the process, because everybody is terrible when you first start. It's like riding a bike. So when you first learned how to ride a bike, no one got it the first time. No one, right? And so it's the same thing on the phones. When you start making phone calls, you might go through 20 people before you get one appointment. And it's just, that's the process though. And then what people do is they say, well, 19 of them got away from me. I'm like, no. I'm fired up. You got one. Let's focus on the one. Let's focus on the good stuff. Let's not focus on the 19 you didn't get. And then just how do we get better? So dialing and a schedule, and then falling in love with the process of becoming great. And I say this not to brag, but people see my training now, but what they missed was 11 years ago, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they see the Marcus that's more polished. But 11 years ago, Robbie gave me 6-year-old leads. And people now freak out when I give them leads that are 2 years old. I'm like, bruh, you should be fired up. Like these are way better than what I got. And then what I did though, is I fell in love with the process of becoming great. And now I'm able to teach people about that process. But I had to fall in love with this is Marcus. I'm getting back to you about the postcard you sent. I had to fall in love with that. Oh, well, we're not buying nothing today. When people tell me that, I get fired up. I'm like, okay, let's see.